Today's challenge is to make a tool that will clean up the end of this aluminum tube. This is 7/8 inch outside diameter aluminum with an 058 wall, which means a 3/4 inch ID. I have this tool here, which you can get at Home Depot, and it reams or chamfers the inside of the tube and the outside. Just turn it around there, and that works good. I have another tool here. This tool reams the inside and the outside at the same time. This tool is from a company called Severance. It's a KJ tube type tool, and that works real well. I made a device here that this fits into, and this device has a 3/8 24 nut in the back of it, and it threads onto this drill that I bought off of eBay. And lots of drills have 3/8 24 thread on them, and they come with a chuck like this. This chuck I took off the drill, and now I have a powered reamer, so that works okay. The problem is that I need 6 of these. These are about $150, which is okay, except I don't want to spend all that, so I am going to 3D print one, and my reamer is going to look about like this, except it's going to have an inside and outside tool like that, and we're going to see how that's done today. I'm going to use Solidworks to make this part, and this is actually the assembly of the finished unit of what I'm hoping to end up with. And you can see there's a 3/8 24 nut in there and some hardened steel inserts in there, and let's see how I did that. Let's start with a new part here, and we're going to do the body. We'll do the body on the front plane because we're going to 3D print it, and I want to rotate it later. We'll start with a cylinder here of a base about, let's try 1.5 inches to start with, and we'll start with it about an inch tall or so. Then I want to get on the right plane here, and we'll do a sketch on the right plane, space bar there to see the planes. Then I'm going to use a center line, and I'm going to go off the origin here to get some symmetry. And let's see, I'm going to switch line types here to a regular line. And that is going to be the shape we're going to revolve around to make our first cut. Let's put some dimensions on there so we can change those afterwards. This right here is the most important dimension. Since this is going to be a 7/8 OD tube, we're going to start 0.875 divided by 2. I'm going to do math right in the box here. And but that's not quite where we want to be, because we still want to subtract a little bit here. I'm going to do more math in the box. So 058 wall, we're going to divide that by 2, and we're going to subtract that out of there. So we want that thing centered in there. Escape to get rid of that dimensioning tool. We'll select these two lines. I'm going to put some more symmetry on there. You can pick equals from here or equals from here, and that'll make those two the same. And then I want to set, oh wait, that's not what I want to do. I think I want to set the angle on this and not the distance on that triangle. Let's set this, I'm going to try it at 90 degrees here. And then the depth of this thing here, the depth of our cut, let's try it 0.2 inches to start with. All right, so there's our sketch. We're going to extrude or revolve a cut around there. So it knows I'm already in this sketch, so it knows, it wants to know what axis I want to revolve around. I'm going to turn on my temporary axis here, and there's the blue temporary axis. You can see the preview, so I like that. And there is our first try here, or our first step in this. I'm going to do the rest of this in an assembly, so we need to save this. You have to save the part before you can do as an assembly. Let's save it as the body. We're going to replace the one that's there. Then we're going to do a new assembly here. And we're going to insert our body. And just to get symmetry on that, the way I like to do it is float that. And we're going to stick the front plane to the front plane on that one. And we're going to stick the top plane to the top plane. And we're going to stick the right plane to the right plane. In a lot of cases, in this case maybe it won't make any difference, but a lot of times I like to do that, and that's going to help in the future. So the part we need to use here is the blade, and I'm going to use the planes to get symmetry on this blade. So we're going to get on the front plane of that blade, I think. Is that what I want to do? Actually, I can maybe just get on the front there, and I'm going to get on the right plane is the one I want to use here, I think. And I don't want to be right on it. I want to be half of that, and I happen to know it's 62 thousandths divided by 2, and so we'll get right in there. And then let's see, let's get from the side here. Let me get this turned on. Let me turn on the sketch for the revolve so we can see it. And now I'm going to get this line and this line right here, a distance, oh, I don't know, maybe let's try 50 thousandths. I like that. And let's see, let's get this mate right there, and I like that. And is that thing stuck down? That thing is stuck down. Okay, so there's that step. The next thing we need to do is add another sketch and another blade. We're going to edit the part here. I'm going to go on the right plane and turn on the temporary axis and get that temporary axis, and insert a plane. The plane's going to be at 60 degrees. On that plane, I'm going to draw a few things here. The first thing I'm going to do is grab that line, which represents the bottom of that groove, convert that onto my plane here. Am I sketching on the plane? I'm not sketching yet. So now I'm sketching. Now I grab the line, and okay, so it's on there. And so now I want to draw some of my lines on here, and I'm using the lines that are already on there from the sketch that I project on there. So you can see that my points here, it's coincident there, and this one is coincident, and this one is not coincident yet. Let's see, maybe we need to draw a center line from there to there so we can get some coincident thing on there. And I think that's going to work. Let's see here. So if I change the dimensions, let's get out of this sketch. And if I change the dimensions in this sketch, let's see here, let's just change this to 0.25, and let's see if it updated. Yes, so it updated my other sketch there. All right, so let's change that back, and we'll change this to 0.2. Okay, and now I need to bring in a blade. So I'm going to get out of that part there, and I'm going to select my blade, hold down the control key, bring that blade out. We're going to stick that blade onto plane 2 there. We're going to make it not an angle, but a distance. Let's get front here. We're going to go half the thickness of the blade again. And then we're going to go the other side. So there we are, half and half there. And then what I need to do is get this. Let's rotate it and get it close to what we want. Somewhere about there. Let's get normal to it. We'll move it here. And then we want to get this edge and, oh wait, we will go a little outside there. It's this edge and that edge that we want to stick together there. Let's do a distance. And let's do that. I think we said 50 thousandths for the other one. And now we'll get in here and we'll go there to there. And let's turn this on so we can see how everything's looking here. So I think I like the look of that. We can turn off our sketches so you can't see the sketches, and we can turn off the temporary axis. And there's a couple of blades put in there. The thing that we can do here now is let's copy these blades around into some patterns before we make our holes. And let's go with 3 blades, and we're going to evenly space the blades at 120 degrees there. And then this one we'll do on a circular pattern as well. And that one probably could have been on the same circular pattern, but we've got it in 2. So that looks pretty good. Looks like our body needs to be maybe a little bit bigger. Let's try 155 there. And that looks pretty good. Now we're going to make the cuts in the part. So we're going to edit the part again. And let's just start with this blade here. I'm going to select other face, select that face. I'm going to sketch on that face, and I'm going to convert my entities there. So that just projects that part, that outline onto my current sketch. And then I'm going to extrude that cut in. My blade is 1/4 of an inch, and I'm going to add, I don't know, 12.5 thousandths, just for a little extra depth there, because 3D printers aren't exact. So that's that cut, that direction. I need to make a cut so I can slip this blade in there. So I need to cut the other way. I'm going to select that face again. I'm going to sketch on it again, convert the entities again. This time I'm going to cut about 0.25 the other way. So now that slot right there will allow me a space to put this in there. That 0.25 looks maybe a little bit big. I don't need quite all that. So that'll allow me a little bit of space to slide that down in there and insert that in there is the plan. We'll see how that works. So let's see. So that's that. The next thing we want to do is let's do that to this one here. We're going to select this face and do the same things here again. We're going to get on there and extrude my cut in. We'll go 0.25, what did I say, plus 12.5 thousandths there. And then this one, Again, we're going to select the other face, sketch on it, convert those entities onto it, extrude the cut. What did I say? 0.225, I think was the one I went on the last one, and we'll go the other way. So that looks pretty good. Let's open that body here. We can see those cuts here. That's that cut. That's that cut. What we're going to do is we're going to make circular patterns of these cuts here. Let's just do it right here. We'll make a circular pattern. Oh, you know what we'll try? We'll try and make all the cuts in the circular pattern the same this time, which we should have done last time, but we're going to try it this time, see how it works out. What do we want to go around? Let's go around that thing. We're going to make 3 cuts. We're going to distribute them 360 degrees. That looks pretty good right there. Let's get out of it. That looks like it worked out pretty good. The next thing we want to do is put the nut in there, and the nut's going to go inside of here. So let's go get that nut from Mcmaster-Carr. I download them from there. Mcmaster.com. And we'll just go nut here. And regular hex nut. And we'll just do a regular hex nut here. Here we want to find 3/824. There it is. I'm just going to do a grade 5, just a regular medium hex nut here. So what you do is you come here and then you can click on the product detail. Then they have CAD here, and you can save it as a 3D Solidworks file. We're going to save this one. We're going to save it as this folder here, which is going to be right here. We'll just save it right here. Put that nut right there. Now we're going to insert that nut. We'll go find it here. And that nut ended up right there. And so we get it here. So now we got to put that nut in there. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to mate this nut here with that's going to be concentric. And then we're going to put this inside of there by 0.1 of an inch or so. We're going to go inside like that, flip it around. We're going to turn this back on here, the hidden view, so we can see it in there. And there's our nut inside there. Now we have to put some holes in here so we can get to the nut. Oh wait, we don't want to sketch on here. We want to open the part, and then we'll sketch on here. We'll put a circle there. The circle, since it's 3/8, we're going to put 0.38 right there, which is a little bit bigger than 375, and that'll allow a little bit of clearance for our threads to go through. We might make that a little bit more here in a second. So we'll go up to 0.1 here, and we'll get that hole in there, and that should be about where that nut is. And then right on there, we're going to sketch another thing here. We're going to sketch a 6-sided thing here, and we'll put that out there. And we know that the nut is 9/16 across, and I'm going to add, I don't know, 20 thousandths or so to that, just so it fits in there nice. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We want to go 9/16 plus 20 thousandths. So there we go. And now we want to extrude it. How deep do we want to extrude it? Well, we can go look at the Mcmaster-Carr sheet here, and it says it's 21/64 deep. We can go 21/64, and then I want to add a little to that, 20 thousandths or so. So now what we have here is, if I turn this on, you can see there's a nut inside there, and that nut is floating inside of that, and I could put some mates on there if we wanted to, and maybe we will just for fun. So the way I'm going to do this is let's get out of the part here, and we'll select this face here, and then we'll select, oh, I didn't select it actually. We'll select that face, and then we'll mate that face to this face there, and we'll say that that's good. All right, and so you can see that that nut is in there. All right, let's get this turned back on. Let's do it like that. You can see I want to make this a little bit bigger. It's sticking out there a little bit, and I think we're about done here. Rebuild that. Let's get a side view here of it transparent and see. Oh, we need one more thing in here. In the bottom of this hole, I want to turn this back on. I want to sketch a little hole so that I can, let's edit this part so that I can, when I put the screw in there, it will be like a lock nut. So we'll put a little hole here. We'll make this about 0.365 or so, 10 thousandths under 375. Then we'll cut that in about 3/10 of an inch or so. And now let's get this transparent and a side view, and you can see that I'm up into the blades there. So let's make this a little taller. Let's go a couple of clicks here. We'll rebuild, and now it looks like I'm going to clear the blades. While I'm here, I'll make this a little bit bigger. I can see I'm sticking out just a touch there. Let's make it 1.7. And let's rebuild all this. And this looks good. And I think we're done with Solidworks here. So we'll just save this, save it all. So then we'll open the part here, and we'll get ready to do it, to do the 3D print. So we'll do a save as, do it as an STL. We'll just call it the body.stl. And that's it, and that'll be the next video.